Hi guys, my name is Shireen Warren. I'm the founder of Ivy Wild, and in this video I'm going to talk to you about a recent picture that I came across on the internet and it went viral. When you hear people talk about horror stories, like hair horror stories, this has to be one that I will remember for the rest of my life. This picture actually is every female's nightmare when it comes to our hair edges and everything that's going on in our hairline. Like, this picture is like, it's an actual real life disaster. Now, if you haven't seen the picture that I'm talking about, get ready because it is really shocking. You probably don't want to be eating as I'm posting this, so just so you know, it is really graphic, and I'll post it here. And then she's posted a couple of other pictures as well. So this was originally posted on Facebook. I'm just going to read you what she wrote. I don't do this Facebook stuff. It was actually a curse, but I'm not going to say that. I don't do this Facebook bleep at all because it's for the borrowers, period. But this is what happens when glue is put on real hair for a frontal and your tracks is sewed to your brain cells. I cried for 2 days straight. I could not sleep. My mum and her friend had to help me loosen it and could not find the thread because it was so tight. I only had it in for a week and a half before I took it out, and both sides were like this. The hair in my hand came straight from my edges without me combing it. I'll post that picture there now as well so you can see what her hair looks like. I tried to be quiet about it because I'm a real laid back person, but since I was told my bread was going to be coming back Friday, and I kindly texted and asked where I was to be met at and received no text, here y'all go. Okay, she's American. I paid $75 for this and never again will Leah be touching my head, so I'm guessing that's the hairdresser's name. I had multiple females inbox me and tell me that they had to take theirs out the next day, or their edges were missing as well. And some said that their hair had come out. Repost, share, do whatever, because this is not acceptable at all. Now you want to fight because everybody's coming at you. So the hairstylist after that actually wanted to fight. I've been cool about this whole time, and this is my hair. Glad my hair thick so you can't see it, but I still gotta wait for it to grow back. So she's paid $75 for a lace frontal, and it's basically I don't know where the issue was, whether it was the install, whether it was the glue, whether it was how she took it out, but something's gone wrong somewhere, and it's actually caused all of that going on in her sides. Those pictures just look so painful. It looks red raw. It just looks like an infection could be brewing there. Like, I just feel so sorry for her. But she paid $75. I think that's about £50, £60 in our currency. But $75 doesn't sound like that much for an install if you're going to a professional hairstylist. So one of my first queries would be, did she go to a professional hairstylist, or did she just go to like a friend or a family friend or someone that she just knew that could do hair? But I will say she is right in saying that is absolutely unacceptable. I think if you're desperate to get your hair done that bad, then you should save up the right amount of money to go to a proper hairstylist first and foremost. If you're unhappy with the way that someone's handling your hair, then you should be saying straight off. And $75 again just doesn't sound like a lot of money to me. So I'm just rereading what she said. She said she cried for 2 days after getting that installed. And I'm thinking, if your hair is that tight that you can't even sleep and it's bringing you to tears, then you shouldn't have even waited a week to take that out. That should have come out straight away. There's no way I will be sleeping with my hair feeling sore. Like, I think about some of the things I used to do back in the day with my hair. I used to take a lot of chances, go to different people, getting my hair done, and it's just not worth the risk. It's just not worth your edges. You guys just need to be so careful about where you're getting your hair done and who's doing your hair. Like, you really need to do your research and find out how many kinds of how many hairstyles this person's done before. Are you the person that they're practicing on? If you've seen that they have done people's hair before and they've tagged them in it, if it's on social media, feel free to reach out and find out what their experience has been like, because if it's going to save, you know, damage that that girl might not even have her edges grow back. Like, that's how serious it is. If it's gonna save that kind of despair, then it's definitely worth just sending a message and just finding out, didn't do any tests on your hair first before, like they put a dye or chemical relaxer or anything like that on it? How long did they take? Because if they've taken a really long time to do basic braids, it might be an indication that they haven't been doing hair for that long. You just need to know the ins and outs of who you're dealing with and who you're getting to do your hair. Like, you don't know if this person has had formal education, if they're self-taught, and sometimes that doesn't really matter. What matters is this person that's doing my hair, do they care about my natural hair, or do they just care about the outcome of what the hairstyle looks like? Do not ignore the red flags. If someone is doing your hair too tight, you have to be the one to actually talk up and say, that feels a little bit tight, because traction alopecia is real. Something else that's a real shame is that this girl has actually said that other people that had gone to that same stylist and got their hair done had the same or similar experience, that their hair and edges were really, really falling out. So to me, that might indicate that it could be the hairstylist's fault. But imagine how fortunate that particular client would have been had the other clients had shared their kind of story. It could have prevented all of that happened. Because it doesn't make sense asking the hairstylist, because she's not going to tell you how many people have come back to her and complained about her work. I don't care what anyone says. There's no style that is worth losing your hair. There's no style worth losing your edges. Like, there's just not. Like, my hair takes way too long to grow back, so I'm not trying to let anyone who's just anyone touch my hair. Like, to be honest, I think there's like 2 or 3 people I would allow to touch my hair, and one of those is me. And something I always say is, just because someone can do hair doesn't mean that they are a hairstylist. So you can have a good few people that know how to plait, doesn't mean that they have the knowledge behind it to back up what they're doing. You have to make sure that the person that you're going to has the awareness of scalp conditions, of vitamin deficiencies. They understand what to look out for if they've done a cornrow that's too tight in your hair. Like, these things are really, really important, and we have to make sure that our natural hair, the health of our natural hair, is the most important thing over the kind of hairstyle that you're trying to go for. So I have a question for you. Where do you think this all went wrong? Do you think it was the hairstylist who installed it? Do you think it was the glue that she used to put on her natural hair to put the actual lace frontal on? Or do you think it was the way that the client took this frontal off? Message and comment down below. Let me know what you think, A, B, or C. Thank you for watching this video. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.